Greetings and salutations. How the devil art thou? Hopefully you're keeping well and keeping safe. I have a little something in front of me and it ties into the topic or lesson of this video, because I want to talk to you about challenging yourself as a writer. You see, anyone can sit down and write a story. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a good story, but anyone can do it. But what will make you stand out as a writer is if you are finding new ways to challenge yourself when you're writing your stories. Yes, the story you are writing could be a challenge, but you can also challenge yourself with smaller parts within the story. And I'm going to show you how, utilizing this. This is issue 1 of my 4-issue miniseries, Ed Gein Demon Hunter. Now, this 4-issue miniseries was written by myself and illustrated by the incredibly awesome and exceptionally talented Christian Rossi. Now, the miniseries itself was a challenge. I was taking a notorious and infamous serial killer and making them the lead of a 4-issue miniseries. That is a challenge enough. However, in this first issue, I managed to challenge myself on a smaller scale. If you've read this book, then you know that in each issue there are Easter eggs, and in the first issue there are several Easter eggs, and they don't take anything away from the experience of reading the story. In fact, there are so many Easter eggs. If you take a look at the cover, you'll notice that there are gravestones in the background, and the names on those gravestones? Well, it's the Red Letter Media crew. That's because both Christian and I were actually fans of their work. So, there are several Easter eggs like that are kind of in your face. You will spot them eventually. However, there was one Easter egg in here. Well, I say an Easter egg, more a piece of hidden symbolism that some people noticed, but not many. Now, if you haven't read the book and you would like to read the book before I spoil a little bit of it for you, then please head on over to my website. There's a link in the description box down below. All you have to do is sign up to my mailing list. It's easy, it's painless. Scroll to the bottom of the page, fill in the short form, click subscribe, and you will get an email where you will receive a free digital copy of Ed Gein Demon Hunter issue 1. Now, with that out of the way, I am talking about a scene that begins on page 7 of the issue. This is the scene where we introduce the character of Satan and his right-hand man, or Hellspawn if you prefer, Ezra Railsback. Now, in this scene, we are joining Satan when he already knows there is a deranged demon that has escaped hell. It's going to cause chaos. It's going to destroy the entire universe if something isn't done about it. We join Satan at a point where he's already decided a serial killer is the best option to send out as a demon hunter to return the deranged demon back to hell. And he's still in the midst of making his decision, but we join him at the point where he is watching some news footage that was filmed shortly after Ed Gein's arrest, and that has convinced him Ed Gein is the best person to send after this demon. However, his right-hand Hellspawn Ezra disagrees, and in this scene they have a bit of a disagreement, a bit of an argument. Ultimately, Satan wins, and Ezra has to go off and find Ed to bring him over to Satan so that they can have a nice little chat about what they would like him to do. This scene is 3 pages long, so that's pages 7, 8, and 9. When it came to writing this scene, I had no intention of hiding any symbolism. I had already figured out the scene, I had already outlined it, I had already figured out its structure, its beats, how it would flow. But then something came to me. I thought to myself, hold on, can we do this scene in 3 pages? So I utilized the outline and I broke it up and realized, yes, it can be done in 3 pages. And then I went, hold on, if we can do it in 3 pages, then there's a possibility that I can do something else. It'll be a challenge, but I'll give it a go. Because what's the worst that can happen? It works. Well, actually, the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work, in which case you have to rewrite the scene. But it's better to try and fail than to not try at all. So, I'm going to reveal to you the hidden symbolism now. And it's all to do, not with the page count of the scene, but the panel count. So, page 7 is the first page of a 3-page scene, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. When we turn the page to go to page 8, on page 8 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. I think you see where I'm going with this one. On page 9 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. Which means if you were to put all 3 pages together and their panel count on top of each page, you would get the number 666, a number closely related to Satan. And considering it is the scene where we introduce Satan, what better place to give this a try? Like I said, when I was writing this, I wasn't going into it going, okay, we have to do this. I was just making the scene the best it could be, and then realized, hold on, there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity to challenge yourself. And it is important to challenge yourself as a writer, because that's how you become a better writer. But don't force the challenges. Don't force a moment to be ostentatious, because that's really what this was. It was a challenge that helped me to be a little ostentatious with my writing, but it brought something to the story. It didn't just make me a better writer, it made the story that little bit better. You see, a lot of people, when they sit down to write a story, that's all they can think about. Write the story. Write the story. And that's not a bad thing. You need to have that discipline. Yes, write the story, but you need to make it the best that it can be. So your first goal is sit down and write the story. Make that story the best it can be. But don't be so focused on it that you miss opportunities to challenge yourself and possibly make the story a little bit better. Make the experience of reading the story that little bit better. But also, on the same note, don't force it. Let it happen organically. Keep practicing so that you can spot these moments in your own story where you can be a little ostentatious, where you can challenge yourself just that little bit. Yes, you're going to try it a few times and you are going to fail. It happens to everyone. But it is better to try and fail than to never try at all. That is the point that I'm making. Don't be satisfied with just, I started the story, I finished the story. Make it the best it can be. That means taking a little bit of extra time. And yes, you may not want to take a bit of extra time because, there are other things to do, like playing video games, going out and drinking and all that stuff. But trust me, I'd rather make the best story I could and challenge myself along the way than do any of those things. Because when you finally finish your story and you've made it the best it can be, and then you hand it to a reader and they enjoy the experience and they see the amount of work that you've put in, even if they don't see all of it, that experience, it is priceless. And what's even better is if you do a little ostentatious moment like that, if you give it a try and you don't fail, and the reader reads the book and they don't see that moment, but they love the story anyway, you get to turn around to them and say, did you notice the hidden 666 in this book? No, I didn't. Then let me show it to you. And then they love the story just that little bit more. So as I said, it is better to try and fail than to never try at all. Please challenge yourselves as writers. Don't push it. Don't force it. Let it happen organically. But just try. Give it a little try, because what have you got to lose? Worst case scenario, you have to rewrite that scene. You have to rewrite that moment. Best case scenario, you're going to do something that makes your book truly stand out. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. And hey, look, if you know anyone that can benefit from what I'm teaching in these videos, then please feel free to share these videos with them. I really won't mind. I won't stop you whatsoever. And if you're interested in reading Ed Gein Demon Hunter, then like I said, you can head on over to my website. You can read issue 1 for free by signing up to my mailing list, or you can buy the issues. You can buy them in print and digital formats. The link is in the description box down below. I'll be back soon with a new video, but until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe in those shadows, but most importantly, stay awesome.